Hello students, so we are going to continue the lesson. In the last class what we have discussed is we were talking about the development, or we were talking about the anther, right? We are talking about the male reproductive part. Since the topic itself is sexual reproduction in flowering plants, so we have to discuss in details the male reproductive part of the flower and the female reproductive part. So what we have started with is we have talked with the stamen, right? And what is stamen? It is the male reproductive part, or it's the individual part of the whole that is called as androecium. Stamen consists of two parts, that is the anther and the filament, and obviously from reproduction point of view what is most important is the pollen grains. And where are you going to see the pollen grains? It's always inside the anther. So in the last class what we have discussed is we have talked about how does the interior portion or how does the inside of an anther look like, right? So what we have done is we have taken an anther, or we have taken a young anther and we have cut a TS, right? If you remember, once we cut the TS of the anther, what we see is a mass of cells. Our mass of cells was surrounded by a single layer that was called as epidermis. Below the epidermis ki asile? Hypodermal layer, and that hypodermal layer was called as the archisporial layer. In the archisporial layer, 4 archisporial cells became prominent. Each archisporial cell divided periclinally into 2 cells, outer primary parietal cell and the inner primary sporogenous cell. Parietal cell ki form korisile? That the parietal cell was responsible to form the wall of the pollen grain, and the sporogenous cell divided and redivided to form sporogenous tissues. Sporogenous tissues bilak, it acted as what? Microspore mother cell. Each microspore mother cell divided by the process of meiosis, and ultimately what resulted was 4 microspores. These 4 microspores, or the word that we use is called as tetrads, right? Tetrads of microspore. Our a microspore kisuman at a particular arrangement or arrange hoy asile. So we have been using, or we had used words like isobilateral, dorsiventral, linear, decussate, T-shaped, etc. What we remember is isobilateral or dorsiventral are the most common. Advanced kuntu, obviously isobilateral is most advanced because it is something that is found in case of monocots. Our dorsiventral is found in case of dicots, right? Our isobilateral arrangement hobo ne dorsiventral hobo depends on what? Depends on the process of cytokinesis. We have talked about simultaneous cytokinesis and successive cytokinesis. So we are going to start from that point. Once the tetrads are formed, right? Tetrads bilak ki hoy thake je gutei 4টা microspore itur logot itu log lagi thake, but they needs to get separated, right? So what happens is these tetrads will separate, right, from each other. Tahator major connection to bhangi pelai tahade ki koribo, they will separate from each other and they will germinate in situ. So we have to know a word. We are talking about the microspore tetrads. No, tetrads bilak ki hobo? Separate koribo. Separate from each other and then will germinate in situ. Now ex situ or in situ, no? Ex situ, in situ germination. We are talking about the word called as in situ germination. In situ mane ki? Inside something. Inside what? Yate ami ki koi? So microspores bilak, no? Microspores bilakot ki hobo? That the microspore will divide, no? Divide kori pela ako duta cell form korba. Ultimately microspore ki form korbo? Male gametes bilak form korbo. So a process bilak kot hobo? The microspore to germination to kot hobo within the microsporangium, and that is what is called as in situ. So germination of the microspores will take place within the microsporangium, and that process is called as in situ germination. So this is a point that you need to remember. Next is when we are talking about these pollen grains, no, before going to the development of the pollen grain, it a microspore to keneke develop koribo, tar pora keneke male gamete bilak form koribo, hekhini ami discuss kora agote kisuman points regarding pollen grains we need to know. So we'll be discussing the points first and then we'll go for the development of the male gametophyte. So what are the points? Pollen grains purhile kisuman words ame janibo lagibo. First, compound pollen. Right, we have a term called as compound pollen. What is a compound pollen? When the microspores of the tetrad do not separate and remain as it is, that pollen would be called as a compound pollen. Normally ki hobo lage je tetrad bilak form korile, tetrador jungita sarita microspore asile, he microspore bilak ki hobo itur pra itu separate hoi jabo. Kintu separate no hoi pelai jedi ekeloge thake, he structure to kami ki buli kom compound pollen. So all the microspores in a tetrad do not separate or fail to separate, and ultimately they will form a structure that is called as a compound pollen. Next term, pollinium. Pollinium or question ahe se pollinium or atai question ahe, what is a pollinium? Generally from MCQ point of view question to aha nai, question to ahi se the pollinium is found in duta specific family ase aru he family kita ami pollinium pao. Now let's understand what is a pollinium. Sometimes what happen, all the microspores of one anther lobe joins together and ultimately that structure is called as a pollinium. So eta anther thakibo, anther junita lobe thakibo no, eta lobe jiman bor microspores ase he gute lobe tur microspores bilak ekeloge jodi log lagi thake tetia hole ami he structure to ki buli kom, that would be called as a pollinium. Now what is important from MCQ point of view is pollinium or pollinia is found in families Orchidaceae, in families like Orchidaceae and Asclepiadaceae, you see the structure called as pollinium. So directly question from MCQ point of view ahi se pollinia is present in option either orchids thakibo ba calotropis thakibo etc ba family gitar naam thakibo. Orchidaceae best example ami orchids dit hobo paro, aru in case of Asclepiadaceae we can give the example of calotropis. Right, so this is important. So we have discussed the compound pollen, pollinium. Third is something called as a translator. Right, this is also a structure. Translator ki hoy, let me give you the diagram first. There were some microspores. Microspore groups of eta log lagi ase. Right? So the third word is something that is called as a translator. Now what is a translator? Translator is a structure where two pollinia of adjacent anther remains attached. This is a pollinium and this is a pollinium. Right? First I think we remember what is a pollinium. No, pollinium ki asile je anther lobe etar. One anther lobe jimanbor microspores ase gutebor jedi log lagi thake, that is what is called as pollinium. Now what is a translator? When two pollinia remains attached, aru he duta pollinia core pollinia, we are talking about the two pollinia of adjacent anthers. No, eta flowerot okol je edale anther hobo, not necessarily, but ki hobo pare bohutu more than one anthers could also be present. If you remember something from your morphology class, we have discussed certain terms called as didelphus, monodelphus, polydelphus, etc. Means what? Anthers could remain single, right? Or they can remain in a group. A group or thakileo, eta group or thakibo pare, duta group or thakibo pare, basi group or ba tinta group or thakibo pare. So from there what we can conclude is anther bilak not necessarily is so flowers or okol etale anther thakibo. There can be more than one anther in the same flower itself. So we are talking about the word called as translator. What is a translator? It is a structure in which two polonium of adjacent anthers remain attached, and this entire structure is called as translator. So compound pollen, right? Next compound pollen ki jot niki tumar microspores bilak separate nohoy, right? That is called as compound pollen. Gute structure to kami ki boli kom compound pollen. Polonium ki je anther lobor eta anther lobor microspores bilak log lagi thakibo, and that structure is called as polonium. It is found in Orchidaceae especially, and so we have to remember the word Orchidaceae, orchid or Calotropis. Next is translator. We have just now discussed. There are some more points you need to know. Okay, point number 4 is about a family. It is the information about a family called Cyperaceae. What is so unique about Cyperaceae is, in this family, out of 4 microspores, 3 degenerates and only 1 microspore remains functional. This point is also very important. It is important from kisuman okuman maths related ba okuman calculative questions kisuman ahe from this chapter, right? If you have gone to the MCQs, suppose if you have seen the question, no question ketiaba ahe je you are being asked to calculate the number of fruits that has been produced or number of pollen grains that is required to produce such specific number of fruits, etc, etc, right? So ami hebilak discuss korim pisot. As of now, this point is very important. We are talking about the microspores. We know in case of microspores, no, but pollen grains ami ki jano je eta MMCA 1 microspore mother cell after meiosis ki form kore 4ta haploid microspore form kore, right? And in normal cases all are functional, right? Normally all groups of plants or ki hoy out of the 4 microspores that are present, gute 4ta pollen grains are functional. Kintu Cyperaceae is only family in which only out of 4 tinitai degenerate hoi thake aru eta matro functional hoi thake. If suppose you all have read something about megaspore, if any student know anything about the development of a megaspore, no, ovule ro ki hoy megaspore mother cell thake, megaspore mother cell e ki form kore, megaspores form kore. So eta megaspore mother cell e keita megaspore form koribo, obviously 4ta form koribo, but out of those 4 ki hoy 3 of them degenerate aru khali eta he functional megaspore thake. So similar is with Cyperaceae also. What is the difference? Microspore or megaspore ami difference to ki kolu jeswa etu ami koisu megaspore mother cell, right? Or suppose we are talking about this microspore mother cell, spore mother cell, right? Eta microspore mother cell or pora keta form koribo 4 microspore, eta megaspore mother cell or pora ki form koribo 4 megaspores, right? So ekhin loke thike ase. Next etu normally by in normal condition, the most common condition that we see, right? Out of these all functional. Suppose jikono eta family, for example moi jodi ko Leguminosae, no, Leguminosae family ba Orchidaceae family, so teniko dhoroner family bila normal family dhora Solanaceae family, ei gutei bilak families bilakot ki hoy je 4ta microspore form kore aru gutei gita microspore ki hoy je functional hoi thake. But in case of megaspore, normally ami ki janu je when we are talking about this, out of this 4 3 degenerates, ekhini ami ako details or pisot porim, and 1 functional, right, normal case on. So enekwa dhoroner characteristic, ei characteristic to juntu ami megasporot dekha paisu, ei characteristic to ami eta specific family in case of microspore also we see, and what is the family that we are talking about? That is Cyperaceae. In rest of the families all the 4 microspores remain functional, but it is only in Cyperaceae where out of the 4 only 1 microspore remains functional, right? So this was about, or this was the unique point about this family. Next, some other points. So this was point number 4. Then point number 5 is a word called as polyspory, right? So what is polyspory? If from 1 mmc 4টাতকে বেছি microspore form কৰে তেতিয়াহলে আমি সেই process টো কি বুলি কওঁ? Polyspory. Production of more than 4 microspores from 1 microspore mother cell is called as polyspory. তাৰ মানে 1 microspore mother cell যদি কি produce করে more than 4 microspores, right? তাক আমি কি বুলি কওঁ? Polyspory বুলি কওঁ. I think we understood now. Next point, we have to talk something about the pollen grain. Microspora are eta naam ki? Nothing but pollen grain, right? So pollen grain bilakor ki hobo? So we have to talk something about the wall of the pollen grain. Ki thake? 2 layers thake, no? And what are the 2 layers? Exine aru intine, right? So if you are talking about a pollen grain like this, right? So if this is a pollen grain, ekhono ki kom? Exine, ekhono ki kom? Intine, right? And a portion to kami ki boli kom? It is called as germ pore, no? This is a specific diagram of a pollen grain, right? So in this case ki hoy, we are discussing about the pollen grain wall. It is made up of 2 layers, exine and intine. Outer is called as exine and the inner is called as intine. Some points about intine and exine. Made of sporopollenin. Next, this exine is derived from, okay, if you remember from something from the last class, right? Do you remember we have discussed about sporopollenin, we have discussed about tapetum, right? So our question to ourselves is sporopollenin ki bostu? It is the most resistant substance, right? Caught by on the outer wall of the pollen grain, that is it is found on the exine, right? And who synthesizes it? It is, do you remember we have talked about tapetum? What we remember about tapetum is whenever we talk about tapetum, ami jano je tapetum to kam ki, it will provide nourishment, right? Nourishment to whom? Nourishment to the developing pollen grains. But at that time only what I said is, as far as the tapetal cells are concerned, protective cell nourishment provide nokore. No, kisuman cells of the tapetum also goes for secretion of certain substances, for example sporopollenin. So exine ki thakibo? Sporopollenin. So from that point I think we have an idea that exine kon kune synthesize korise. It is derived from tapetum. So A2 question ahe. ঠিক আছে? So exine kon kune ba kune form korise. Next is talking about intine. Made of pectocellulose and it is derived from . 2 and it is derived from the gametophyte itself, right? So gametophyte means what? We are talking about that pollen grain, no? So intine kon kune form kore, je intine is the inner wall, no? Inner wall is formed from the gametophytic tissues itself. But if we are talking about exine, exine is formed from the tapetum. So these are the two things that you have to know about exine and intine. Next. Next was, you have a term called as palynology. So what is palynology? The study of pollen grains is called as palynology. It is something that everyone knows it, so we are not going to write it down, right? Palynology ki hoy, the study of pollen grains is called as palynology. Next point is something about germ pores. অলপ আগতে যোনটো ডায়াগ্ৰাম আঁকিছিলো ন, পোলেন গ্ৰেইন যদি এইটো হয় তেতিয়া হলে ভিতৰৰ ওয়ালখনক আমি ইনটাইন বুলি কম আৰু বাহিৰত যোনখন ওয়াল থাকে তাক আমি কি বুলি কম? এক্সাইন, ন? So what is germ pore, no? In certain areas the exine is absent or it is very thin, and those areas are called as germ pores. So pollen grain etat ki hoy dukhon wall thake exine aru intine, tar bitor intine khon continuous hoy ki exine khon continuous no hoy, majot ki thakibo kisman pores thakibo, and that pore is called as germ pore. Now looking at the structure of the germ pore, no, germ pores bilak round do hobo pare ba elliptical hobo pare. So accordingly they are called as germ pores or they are called as germinal furrows. Jedi germ pore bur round hoy tetihale tak ami ki kobo buli kom? Germ pore. Jedi germ pore bur elliptical ba okoman elongated type hoy tak ami ki buli kom? Germinal furrows. Another point about germ pore is duta word related, eta hol monocolpate aru eta hol tricolpate, right? Germ pores or logot two types, monocolpate and tricolpate, right? What we understand by the word monocolpate? Only one germ pore is called as monocolpate, 3 germ pores is called as tricolpate. The point that should be remembered is monocolpate is a characteristic of monocots, or tricolpate is a characteristic of dicots, right? So what we have understood is the exine is not continuous, ar junkhini jagat exine khon nathake he jagatok ami ki buli kom? Germ pore. Looking at the size or looking at the structure of the germ pore, it could be called as a germ pore or it could be called as a germinal furrow. Jedi round hoy germ pore, jedi elongated hoy tetihale germinal furrow. Monocolpate, tricolpate are the two terms. What is monocolpate? The presence of one germ, actually germ pore buli nokoi pele aru precisely kobo lagile monocots bilak or ki thake germinal furrows thake, right? I think now we understand what is the difference between a germ pore and a germinal furrow. But iman details on nalage, what you need to remember, monocots bilak or ki thake eta germ pore thake, and that is what is called as monocolpate. Or dicots bilak or ki thake more than 1 or 3 germ pores, and that is what is called as a tricolpate. So these are the informations about germ pore. Next, I think it will be number 8. There is a term called as pollen viability. What is viability? The power to germinate is called as a viability. pollen viability মানে কি কোনটো সময়লৈকে বা that time period up till when the pollen has the capacity or capability to germinate, that is called as pollen viability. এটা সময়লৈকে হে pollen টোৰ germination power টো থাকে, পিছলে কি হ'ব সেই germination power টো নাথাকিব depending on species to species. So what is viability? The time period in which the pollen has the capacity to germinate or capability to germinate is called as viability. In this section, what you need to remember is different plants will have different time periods, that is called as pollen viability. Protektu pollen, protektu plantalor je eketa period e thakibo ba eketa viable period e thakibo, not necessary. So we have certain examples where the pollen viability is just 30 minutes in case of rice, wheat, etc. right? So rice, wheat, ebilakor jimbilak pollen grains thake no, 30 minutes or bhitor jodi pollination to no hoy tetiale pollen grains lose the power of generation or germination. Next is, in certain cases the viability remains for certain months. Example, in case of Rosaceae, Leguminosae, etc. Rosaceae, Leguminosae, these are nothing but families. Rosaceae, for example, could be rose, and Leguminosae, any legume plant. The best example could be pea, right? And apart from these two examples, sometimes what happens, the pollens are kept for years after years, and if you want to keep a pollen viable for a very longer period, what do is you protect or you preserve those pollen grains in a bank, and that is what is called as pollen bank. বহুত সময় যদি বা বহুত ইয়ার্স যদি তুমি পোলেন টু ভাইবল কৰি ৰাখিব বিচাৰিছা তেতিয়াহ'লে আমি তাক প্ৰিজাৰ্ভ কৰিব লাগিব। আমি ক'ত প্ৰিজাৰ্ভ কৰিম? পোলেন বেংকবিলাকত প্ৰিজাৰ্ভ কৰিম। এণ্ড দ্য পইণ্ট টু বি ৰিমেম্বাৰ দিছ, পোলেন বেংকবিলাকত ইউ এপ্লাই এ টেকনিক দেট ইজ কল্ড এজ ক্ৰায়ো প্ৰিজাৰ্ভেশ্যন। ক্ৰায়ো প্ৰিজাৰ্ভেশ্যন বুজি পাওঁনে? Cryopreservation mane ki preserving something at a very low temperature is called as cryopreservation, and whenever we are talking about this, we remember about liquid nitrogen, right? So liquid nitrogen jodi ami preserve kori thoi diu, that pollen grain will remain viable for years after years, right? So this is about pollen viability. Next we have to talk about pollen allergy. We know pollens are responsible to cause various types of allergic reactions, right? Bahut manhor ki hoy je specific কিছুমান ফুল ফুলাৰ সময়ত কি হয় যে এলাৰ্জি দেখা যায়, and this allergy might be because of the presence of pollens in air, right? So pollens are one of the major cause for causing allergy. Our pollen allergy cause কোনে কৰে যে specific কিছুমান examples আছে, they are mostly responsible. At our ভিতৰত first what we talk about is Parthenium. Parthenium is also called as carrot grass or Congress grass. Right? Next example could be Chenopodium. Next, Amaranthus. Next, Sorghum, etc. So এইবিলাক plants or যিবিলাক pollens থাকে ন, এই pollens বিলাক they are responsible for causing certain types of allergic reactions. So generally pollen allergy ভিতৰত এই দুটাৰ বিৰাট question আহিছে, এটা হ'ল Parthenium, এটা হ'ল Chenopodium. When we are talking about pollen allergy, আৰু এটা বস্তু পঢ়িব লাগিব, that is called as hay fever. So question ahe, hay fever is caused due to pollen grains, right? So pollen grains or karne junto allergy cause hoy, tar karne there is a disease that is called as hay fever. Or question to kene kya hai, hay fever is caused due to pollen allergy. And which plants are responsible? Ako Parthenium kom, Amaranthus kom, Chenopodium kom, etc. The same of them, they might be responsible for causing this disease, and this is what is called as hay fever. So we have discussed almost all the points. Next, talking about pollen grains, we have to talk about pollen products also. Pollen products means what? Use of pollens for various purposes. Economic purpose karone ami bahut types of pollens use kori. Economic importance mane we use certain types of pollens as a food supplement, right? We use certain types of pollens for making certain types of medicines also. So ebilak kamor karone different pollens has been used. As far as food supplement is concerned, why do we use pollen grains? Because they are a rich source of many essential nutrients, vitamins thakibo, carbohydrates thakibo, right? So ebilakor karone kisuman pollens ami food supplement hisapeo use koru. So these are the points, and lastly we have to remember the smallest pollen grain. Smallest pollen would be found in a plant called as Myosotis. Largest pollen grain is found in a plant called Mirabilis, and finally the longest pollen grain is found in Zostera. And what is Zostera? Example of a hydrophyte. Okay. So we have talked about the pollen grains. Pollen grains will like dekha pam. Obviously when we cut the anther, then we are going to see. So these are the points of the or about the pollen grain that you need to know. After this, what we should be discussing is we have to discuss the development of the male gametophyte, right? So the next topic is development of male gametophyte. So what we understand by the word male gametophyte? Male gametophyte mane ki? The male gamete juntu jegat thake, the house of the male gametes is called as what? Male gametophyte. So in short, we are talking about what? We are talking about the microspore itself, right? Karon kyo ami ki janu je microspore etar bhitorte male gametes bilak thake. So microspore to no keneke develop kore? This is what we are going to discuss. Now, as far as the development is concerned, all the steps or all the sequences of the development has been divided into two categories or two steps, right? Pre-pollination development. So dubhagot bhag kori dise. Eta hol pre-pollination development aru eta hobo post-pollination development. So we have to talk about pre-pollination and you have to talk about post-pollination as to what happens to the microspores. First, let's go to pre-pollination. So discuss kara agote eta diagram akilo. So actually no develop keneke kore. Let's draw it. Okay, development of the male gametophyte. So we are talking about the microspore, no? So how does the microspore look like? This one, and this is nothing but the exine, no? Okay. So what we know? A2 hole, exine, intine, this is the germ pore, and this obviously is the nucleus, right? This is the first step, right? Eto ki hoy pollen grain, right? Next, after this, what happens is the pollen grain will germinate. So it will divide this pollen grain will divide to form two cells. And the other cell. What is this cell? This is called as tube cell or vegetative cell. This is the tube nucleus. The smaller one is called as generative cell, and this one is the generative nucleus. Right? So this was step number 1, this is step number 2. So what we are discussing is, we are talking about the development of the pollen grain. So pollen grain or microspore, it was one cell. This cell got divided into two cells, eta dangor, eta horu. The larger one is the tube cell and the smaller one is the generative cell. Generative cell to ki smaller, aru tube cell to ki larger. Ta mane unequal division ho gol. After step 2, we have the step 3. What happens next? Yate akim. This is a very rough diagram I am drawing, just to have an idea how does the process of development goes round. Next, এই যোনটো generative cell asile, এই generative cell to gets surrounded by a layer of callose. Right? So কি হ'ব, এটো আসলে tube nucleus, right? এটো আসলে generative cell, and in and around the generative cell this green portion, no, এই যোনখিনি আমি covering দেখিছো, এখিনি হয় callose deposition, callose layer. So this is the third step. Next we have the fourth step. Tamane second or pura ki ahile third or pura ki ahibo etia fourth to. So fourth ot ki hobo, then we have this enzyme. So this is a structure that we'll see, in which this one is the degenerating tube nucleus. So gradually tube nucleus to bhangi bole arambho koribo, and this is the generative cell. Let me draw the diagram first and then at a proper explanation will have. This is step number 4. Yar pisot ki ahibo step number 4, and finally we'll have step number 5. So step number 1 or pra ki ahile, step number 2, then 3, then 4, and finally we'll have the fifth one. this is the tube nucleus. These are two male gametes. This or the black color are the callose plugs. This is the vacuole, right? And obviously this one is the pollen tube. Our Pune form korile pollen tube dal. Intine forms the pollen tube, and this is finally step number 5. Right? So development of male gametophyte, these are the different stages that we see, right? A gutekita stage or bhitorot, as far as stage 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2, 3 and 4 is concerned, a gute sarita stage has been placed under the first category, that is pre-pollination development, and stage number 5 has been put under post-pollination development. Tamane pollination huar agote ami microspore kiba kibi ekman change dekha pam aru pollination or pisot ako further change bilak dekha pam. So what happens pre-pollination stage of ki hoy, we have the microspore, right? Microspore ki kore, it divides, our division to kenekwa hoy, it is always unequal division. Eta cell divide koribo no, division kenekwa unequal division. And why are we using the word unequal division? Karan jun duta cell form koribo tate eta cell smaller and the other cell would be larger. We need to remember the smaller cell is called as a generative cell and the larger cell is called as a tube cell. Tube cell is also called as a vegetative cells. Why is it called as a vegetative cells? Because if you are talking about reproduction, then obviously the male gametes are most important. A male gametes june form kore hetu ami reproductive cell boli kobo paru. Our male gametes kune form koribo, it is the generative cell that they will form the male gametes. So as a result, this cell or the tube cell has also been said as vegetative cell. Next, A2 stage hoar pisot, A2 stage ot ami ki dekhisu, eta dangor, eta horu, eta generative cell, eta hol. Next is the tube cell. After this stage comes this one. What is the difference that from this is that এই যে জেনারেটিভ সেল যোনটো নেকি ই কাট অফ কৰি দিছিলে সৰুকে তাৰ ইন এন্ড এৰাউণ্ড কি হয় যে এটা ক্যালোজ ডিপজিশন হৈ যায় ক্যালোজ সাবস্টেন্স ব্ল্যাক ডিপজিট কৰি পেলাই এটা লেয়াৰ ফৰ্ম কৰে আৰু এই লেয়াৰটো যে ফৰ্ম কৰিলে তাৰ কাৰণে কি হ'ল that the generative cell got separated and ultimately it looked as if it remains floating in the entire cell. Now there is a difference between this diagram and this diagram. Yate ki hoise je eta cell dubhagot bhag hoy goise no, this is the larger part, this is the smaller part. But if you notice this diagram, what we can see is this diagram looks like as if the generative cell is floating inside the cytoplasm of the microspore. Ta mane yate ar duta cell hoi na thakile eta cellor bhitorot thakar nisna we can see the picture. So this was because of the callose deposition, right? After this ekhini loke ki hol pre-pollination. At this stage ki hobo pollination hobo aru pollination hole we understand that pollen grain to ko jabogoi stigma le jabogoi, right? And in the stigma also the pollen grain will keep on germinating or will keep on developing, right? A development ki hobo je pollen grain or to main structure no, we have to talk about the pollen tube karon pollen tube ote ki thakibo male gametes kini thakibo, right? So a pollen tube or development to quote hoise once the pollen reaches the stigma. So that is obviously a part of post-pollination development. So once it reaches the stigma, what happens is the intine will grow or it will come out and ultimately they will form the pollen tube. Who forms the pollen tube? It is always the intine that forms the pollen tube. Next is a pollen tube ki hoy yate eta question ahe. If you notice the position of the tube nucleus, yate ami ki dekhaisu prothomate tube nucleus to thike asile and gradually it started degenerating, breakdown koribole start korile aru jete intine kon form korile ekdom at the apex or at the tip hey tip tut ki asile tube nucleus. So question to ever ahisile in the pollen tube, where will be the position of the tube nucleus? The tube nucleus would always be found at the tip of the pollen tube, right? Next is yate jetia pollen tube dal form korile tube nucleus tale gusi gol and next step of ki hol the generative cell also passes to the pollen tube and ultimately it divides and form two male gametes. A male gamete gita kune form korile generative cell e divide kori pelai duta cell form korile aru he cell gita ami ki boli koiso male gametes boli koiso. So this is how does the pollen tube look like? Now in this structure you might see certain black spots, right? A black spots bila ki hoy nothing but callous plugs. A callous plugs bila junbilak niki ami pollen tube dekha pao tahator eta main function ase. Now what is the function of this callous plug? The function of the callous plug is it separates the inactive and old cytoplasm from the new and active cytoplasm. Means what? A gute tube dalor bhitorot ki thakibo cytoplasm thakibo ar tube dal prothom dinai to iman dikhol nasile, right? So if you are talking about a pollen tube, no, pollen tube or okoman horuke hoisile and gradually ki hobo the tube will get elongated ar tar pisot ki hobo the tube will keep on elongating, right? So ekhini portion of dangor hoy goi thakibo ne na thake. So prothomote ekhini hobo tarsa dikhol hobo tarsa aru dikhol hobo. So what happens is prothomote ekhinite ki asile active cytoplasm asile, right? A active cytoplasm to agole gusi gol tarsa ekhini inactive eta active ako inactive ako active, right? So gradually jiman grow kori thakibo no hodai active cytoplasm to kot thakibo eta tips ot thakibo ar junto agote form kora cytoplasm tak ami ki buli kom inactive. Is active ase inactive ase tar mane notun ke junkhini area grow korise tat ki thakibo active cytoplasm thakibo ar purona junkhini area asile tate ki thakibo inactive cytoplasm thakibo. So ei duita bostu layer duta separate kune kore callous plugs e. So what is the function of the callous plug? It separates the active cytoplasm from the inactive cytoplasm. And where will you find the active cytoplasm? Obviously at the point of growth, right? Next is in the cytoplasm you can see certain types of vacuoles also. Called cytoplasm ase cytoplasm ki ase, or we can be using the word that is called as vacuolated cytoplasm. So from diagram point of view this is the this shows the development of the male gametophyte. Etia ami ketaman points janibo lagibo. So callous plugs are function to ahe, right? Callous plugs are function to ami gom palo. Active cytoplasm inactive cytoplasm separate kore, active cytoplasm kot thake hodai growth zone to thake. And what is the growth zone? The tip of the pollen grain. So ami ki discuss korilo? Pre-pollination development, right? Pre-pollination development of male gametophyte. So we talk about what? Microspore. Microspore kisman points ki a point to important. It is the first cell of gametophytic generation, right? Yar agolage ki chuli asile sporophytic generation mane jetia loke cells bilakot ki thakibo je diploid number of chromosomes thakibo, then it will be called as a sporophyte. Yate ki hoise microspores are the result of meiosis, and obviously those are nothing but haploid, and so we are using the word what? Gametophytic generation. So this is a very important point. First cell of gametophytic generation bulile ami kak bujao? We are talking about the microspores. Next information is they germinates in situ. Ami ki gom palo je microspores bilak microsporangium or bhitorot thakute germinate kore, right? Microsporangium or pora uluar pisot je germinate korile heten, that would have been using we would have been using the word ex situ. But in situ mane ki the microspores start germinating while it is still inside the microsporangium. Next is it has thick cytoplasm and prominent nucleus, right? So some of the points about the microspore, right? Next is microspore to ki kore? Divide kore kenekwa divide? Unequal division. unequal division কৰি পেলাই কি ফৰ্ম কৰে larger tube cell and smaller generative cell. Right? Right? Larger tube cell or the smaller generative cell. Tube cell or piece of ki hobo, the tube nucleus will start degenerating. Our generative cell ultimately ki form koribo, 2 male gametes form koribo. Ekini ami pisot kom. Right? Etu portion ami jano. Now, prothomote ki hore start korisile one cell. Etia ki hol, this microspore has divided into 2 cells. Now, the point to be remembered is pollen grains are shed. Pollen grains form kora pisot ki hobo lagibo, they have to be pollinated, right? So this pollinated, instead of pollination we are using the word called as shedding. These pollen grains are shed at this 2-celled stage. So microspore jeta hoye asile jeta hole 1 cell asile, microspore got divided and formed 2 cells, and this is what is called as 2 cell. 2 cell stage of shedding is something that is seen in almost 70% of the angiosperms. So jimanpur angiospermic plants ase no, tar maximum plants or pollen grains bilak kuntu stage of shed hoy, the pollen grains are shed at a 2-cell stage. Now this does not mean that all the pollen grains are shed at 2-cell stage. There are certain cases in which the pollen grains are shed at 3-cell stage also. Sometimes the pollen grains are shed in 3-celled stage. Right? And if you are talking about 3-celled stage, tamane eta microspore pra 3ta cell form koribo lagibo, right? So what we are specifically talking about is 3 cell thakile ki thakibo, 1 tube nucleus ba tube cell thakibo aru plus 2 male gametes thakibo. Right? So ultimately pollen grains bilakor yar pra ami ki gom palo je male gametes bur generally ketia form kore after pollination no, kintu kisuman case of ki hoy before pollination also the male gametes are formed, and in that case we will be using the word that is called as 3-cell stage. Kintu in maximum of the angiosperms pollen grains are always shed at a 2-celled condition. So ekhini loke it could be talked about as pre-pollination development. Next we have to talk about post-pollination. Next is post-pollination development, right? When we talk about post-pollination, what we know, this time the pollen grains bilak pole poribo, stigma poribo, right? Due to pollination, the pollen grains would reach the stigma. On the stigma, tat ki hobo, the pollen grains will absorb the water that is present. Stigma bilakot ki thake, pani thake, right? And one thing that we know about germination is germination, or generally it is always water related, no? Je pani lagiboi germination hobole. So pollen grain to germinate koribole ba pollen tube dal develop koribo lagile ba post pollination ot ki lage, water lage, aru water ko thakibo, stigma thakibo, absorbs the water, and after absorbing on the stigma the pollen grain will absorb the water, comma, and the vegetative cell mane tube cell, will swollen and and come out through the germ pore as the on the stigma, the pollen grain will absorb the water. The vegetative cell will get swollen and will come out through the germ pore, or it will come out to the through the germ pore, right? So ultimately vegetative cell to a key form korba, we have seen that they will form the intine. They will get swollen and they will come out of the germ pore and ultimately they will form the intine, right? Okay, intine no, sorry, and form the pollen tube. Intine contour already asile. So vegetative cell to ultimately key form koribo, pollen tube to form koribo, right? And in the pollen tube, what we have seen from the diagram that we have drawn is, jeti ami etu akim no, aki pala etu pollen tube akim no, pollen tube or a ekdom tipot ki thakibo, so we will see the tube nucleus that is present at the tip of the pollen tube, right? This is a diagram that we have already drawn. Types of key thakibo we have already drawn, right? So post pollination or ki hobo, the first step is pollen grains bilake pani absorb koribo, pani absorb korar pisot ultimately pollen tube dal develop koribo. So pollen tube ko develop koribo after pollination on the stigma, right? Next we have to talk something about the pollen tube. Aru ইয়াৰ পিছত কি হল pollen tube form কৰিলে, pollen tube to form কৰাৰ পিছত generative cell to will also pass into the pollen tube and ultimately it will divide and form two male gametes. The diagram number 5 that we have seen just a little while ago, right? Next is we have to talk something about the pollen tube. Pollen tube to ki hoy eta slender, eta thread like structure, right? That is secretive in nature. Kisuman chemical secrete kore. Aru ki janibo lagibo, the growth of the pollen tube is always chemotropic and apical. Right? It is what question ahe. Growth of the pollen tube ki hoy chemotropic and apical. What is chemotropic? Chemicals related, tamane ki chemical attraction or karone hai pollen tube dal ki hoy germinate kori pelai, it penetrates through the style, right? Eneo pollen grain to kot porise, stigma porise, stigma pra hi bhitorle humai bole, no? If you remember this diagram, no? So this is the next part that we'll be discussing. So pollen tube to yata, pollen grain to yata hile, right? And this pollen grain will develop the pollen tube, right? A pollen tube will keep on developing, right? A development is because of certain chemicals that are present, and this chemicals or karone hoy karone it is called as chemotropic. Next is the growth of the tube is always apical. What we understand by the word apical is the tube always grows by its apex. Hekarne olop agoti ki koisilo je active cytoplasm khini kot thake apex of the pollen tube, or active hole obviously it is living, right? So a pollen tube always grows by chemotropic and apical way. Next is pollen tube dalot tinta zone thake. Gutei tube dal tinta zonot divide korise. First is called as the growth zone. What is the growth zone? Kot thakibo at the tip, right? And it has thick cytoplasm, right? Next zone is called as nuclear zone. Or a nuclear zone to ki thakibo tube nucleus aru two male gametes. Jotkini jagat thakibo hekinik ami ki boli ko nuclear zone boli ko. And finally we have the vacuolization zone. Vacuolization or zone not vacuoles ko thakibo in cytoplasm. প্লাছ কি থাকিব কেলোজ প্লাগছ বিলাক আমি দেখা পাম right so this is a little bit a detailed study about the pollen tube so pollen tube to co germinate korise once it reaches the stigma right our growth of the pollen tube is always something that is directed or governed by certain types of chemicals and so it is called as chemotropic the pollen tube always grow by its apex and so we are using the word apical the entire tube has been divided into 3 zones the growth zone the nuclear zone and the vacuolization zone growth zone obviously at the tip right nuclear zone ki thakibo male gametes thakibo tube nucleus thakibo ar vacuolization zone obviously number of vacuoles thakibo ar hey vacuoles bilak ko thakibo cytoplasm ar inactive cytoplasm to kune separate koribo callose so this is all the information about the development of the male gametophyte so up till here what we have studied is lesson 2 ki asile sexual reproduction so sexual reproduction or what is the point that we have to study in details the male part and the female part of the flower male part right androecium but we are talking about that stamen or ultimately what we have seen is we have talked about the anther inside the anther what developed was the pollen grains right so anther asile microsporangium form korisile tar pora microspores form korile and inside the microspores ultimately what we have seen is the development of the male gametophyte so as in one way round what we can say is now the male part is ready right ultimately male part to ba male portion ba male gamete to kole jabo laibo female gamete le jabo laibo tetia hatat fertilization hobo aru by the process of called as pollination right so we have to talk about all these steps first we'll be talking about that female part male part to already kolu male gametes are ready now we have to talk about the female part talking about the female part of a flower is something that is called as gynoecium no our gynoecium or individual part of ami ki boli ko carpel right so this is the part that we'll be studying now so the next part is we'll be talking about the microsporophyll and megasporophyll and megasporangium so megasporophyll is nothing but the carpel and megasporangium is nothing but the ovule. So we'll be proceeding towards the female part of a flower. Now talking about a carpel, right? What we know, carpel is nothing but modified leaf. I think in the last class we have understood what is the meaning of the word modified, no? Next, it bears ovules and it consists of basal swollen ovary ovule bhitor sorry carpel bhitor ki thakibo ovary and elongated style and obviously a terminal stigma so parts of a carpel ovary style and stigma right so how does the diagram look like just a rough diagram so this is the stigma this is the style this is the ovary so these are the 3 parts and ultimately what is this is nothing but the thalamus and thalamus I think we remember the seat of the flower is called as thalamus. So this is how the carpel look like, right? So tinta part is stigma, style and ovary. Next, certain points. Female reproductive part of a flower is called gynoecium, right? This gynoecium can have single carpel or it can have multiple carpels, right? So if it is single carpel, it is called as monocarpellary, and this is called as multicarpellary, right? So not necessary the edal eta flower or called edale multicarpellary. These carpels can remain fused or they can remain free, right? Apocarpus or syncarpus condition of thakibo pare. So these are something that we have studied in the morphology class, right? So female reproductive part gynoecium, gynoecium ki thakibo carpel thakibo, okol se edale carpel thake not necessary. Edal jedi carpel thake it is called as monocarpellary, besi jedi thake it is called as multicarpellary. Jedi besi thake, if all the carpels are in a fused condition, then it is called as what? Syncarpus, and if it is in free condition, they are called as apocarpus condition. This is the first point. The second point is, inside the ovary, we see the ovarian cavity. In the ovarian cavity, what we see is locules or chambers. If you remember something called as placentation, morphology class, coming back to that class again, we have talked about placentation, right? So placentation kami ki purisil, the ovary was divided into certain chambers, and these chambers are called as locules, and in that chambers what you would find is the ovules, right? So ovary thakibo, ovary bhitor jintu bhitor portion is called as the ovarian cavity, and ovarian cavity kisuman chambers ba locules thakibo. Placenta is found in the ovarian cavity. Right? Placenta, we remember that area where the ovules are found. No, ovary to thakibo, gutei jega khinite to ovules na thake. Junkhini jegat ovules present hobo, that group of tissues would be called as what? Placenta. Next, inside the ovary, what we will see is we find or we will see the ovule, right? And ovule or aru eta naam ki megasporangium, or it is also called as integumented megasporangium. Integumented megasporangium has come from the word because of the presence of the integuments. No, integuments are say, this is called as integumented megasporangium. The next point is the most common type of ovule in angiosperms is anatropous ovule. Ovule would be of various types. We will be discussing it in the next class. এনাট্ৰপাছ ওভিউল আছে, অৰ্থট্ৰপাছ ওভিউল আছে, কিন্তু এঞ্জিওস্পাৰ্মছত কোনটো সবতছে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট আৰু কোনটো সবতছে কমন ওভিউল that we see is called as anatropous ovule. Now, so we would have to discuss the structure of a ovule. So, এইখিনিলৈকে কিবা ডাউটছ আছিল নেকি চোৱাচোন? চোৱা কিবা ডাউটছ আছে নেকি? Okay, Jadi Nai, I think we can wind up the class here for today, right? So up till here we have talked about, or we have just started about the female reproductive part. In the next class, what we will be discussing is how does this ovule look like. So we'll be talking about the structure of the ovule and the different types of ovules. So thank you for today.